With Hilti, if you need to switch between laser mode and prism mode as you're doing your layout, it's actually a very easy function to do. And just to note, to make sure you guys are aware, I'm using software version of, for the software I'm using version 4.0.0.15. So just make sure that you go to your update settings and you update to this version to see this for this convenient feature. And in the past, in order to get to the prism or laser, you had to actually go to this arrow and go through this function to actually access it to find the laser or the prism. Hilti's made it a lot easier now going forward, so hopefully this is your situation as well. You simply need to go to this top button here where you see the laser or the prism icon, click on it, and all of your measuring options are right here. You can switch to any laser you'd like and press check, and you'll see that that icon now appears at the top. If you need to switch to back to laser, just click on that icon, switch to the laser, and you are now back onto your laser option. So that's as simple as it goes. Obviously, you need to make sure that if you do go to a prism icon, that you actually turn your head unit via a camera or the joystick to actually lock onto that prism. But essentially, the process is the same. Select the icon you want, make sure that that's highlighted, and then you can then turn your head unit to actually connect to that icon by going to the arrow here. And if you're using the POS 180, you're going to have a joystick, or if you have the PLT 300, you're going to have an actual camera that you can spin over and connect to your prism. Now in the next section of this video, I'm going to bring back an older video I had regarding prisms just to add it in for extra information. It's going to seem a little bit out of place, but I think the content's going to be helpful. So onto that older portion of the video that I think will help you. The Hilti software has a number of prisms that are already preloaded into here, and don't get too confused by this. If this is your first time using the tool, you are most likely going to just choose the POA 20 if you're using the POS 180, or you're going to choose the POA 25 if you're using the PLT 300. Those are the prisms that come directly with the tool. Just select them and go for it. If you want to understand what these constants are over here on the right, I'm going to give you a simple definition. Every single time a total station is measuring to a prism, it's going to hit the prism at a certain location on that prism. But in reality, the center of that prism might be slightly offset from where it's hitting it. That's represented by the constant. That's all it's representing, so that the tool basically knows that it's hitting the prism, and then it needs to add or subtract a small distance to make sure that it's actually hitting the dead center of that area. That's all that means. But don't get confused by that. Choose your prism that came with the tool. It's preloaded into the tablet. And if you want to get more involved with prisms later, you can as you buy more prisms. Maybe you buy your own prisms, you type in your own constants. But for now, especially if this is your first time, choose either the POA 20 if you have a POS 180, or choose the POA 25 if you have a PLT 300. And let's keep it that simple for now. If you have questions though, please leave them in the comments and I'm happy to help. But that should be about it as far as getting you connected. Once you have a connection to your prism, or if you're using the laser, you can then go ahead and go into one of your applications. So again, I go to the draw menu, swipe down from the application window, and I can jump into any of these applications. If I'm stationed, I can do layout, line layout, or measure and record. If I'm not stationed, I can still use the tool, and I can use height transfer, missing line, theodolite, or vertical alignment. Good luck. Leave any questions in the comments.